Betty Boop for President, also known as Hurray for Betty Boop, was released in 1980. This is directed by Dan Dalton, and it's written by Dan Dalton, David Somerville, Herbert L. Strock, Roy Freeman, and Jack Hanrahan. And we have a cast including Victoria Dorazi as the voice of Betty Boop. We have great characters. We have Pudgy, Grampy, Bimbo, Koko, all of the main Betty Boop characters. But that being said, the music was great. I'll say that first of all. The music was really, really great. But the actual film itself was just a little bit chaotic and not really that entertaining. The description from IMDb sums this up really well, and it says, Betty Boop for President is a loose storyline assembled from Fleischer cartoons redrawn by Korean animators. So we have these colour cartoons from previous Betty Boop cartoons with an overarching narrative of Betty Boop running for president. There is actually a Betty Boop short called Running for President, which I have seen. And this obviously manages to stretch the narrative out a lot more, but it takes a long time to get there, and it's just... It's very chaotic, it's very messy, there's a lot going on, and as a story, I don't think it works very well. But if you do like Betty Boop, and if you maybe haven't seen any Betty Boop cartoons in a long time, it could be a fun way to rediscover them. There are some that I quite liked. There were some clips that I wasn't that bothered about, but I don't think any of the clips were bad. I don't think any of the selection is bad. And yes, the animation looks quite good. The voice acting is good. The animation itself is definitely well done, and I guess everything's edited together visually. It flows well visually from one clip to the next, but the story itself is just not that strong. It's not that great. So if you're looking to sit down and become immersed in a narrative, I don't think this is going to be the one to go with. But if you're just wanting to enjoy some Betty Boop clips with a lot of the main characters and some really great music, the music is really brilliant, then maybe it would be an okay one to watch. I didn't particularly get a lot of joy out of this one, but it's not terrible. Depending on what you're looking for, it might be an okay experience. I didn't particularly care for it, but the animation is fine, the voice acting is fine, the characters are great, the narrative isn't the strongest, but I guess considering they've pulled it together from various Betty Boop clips, it's not a bad thing, it's not terribly done. Had it been written from scratch, it might have been a different story. I guess it's okay with the material they had. It's quite creative. If you like Betty Boop in general, check it out. But I'd say don't make this your introduction to Betty Boop if you're not familiar. I didn't really enjoy it, but there were some okay moments. And if you're a Betty Boop fan, then maybe as a one-time watch, I guess it could be an okay way to experience some of the clips.